Hey, how's the recoil on that cannon?
Pretty good. Hello everyone and welcome to the recent review. Today we're looking over set number 70781, Protector of Earth. The set contains approximately 60 pieces, was released in early 2015, and at time of release was about $10. Well, he's short. But that aside, before we get into the review, let's get into my least favorite part of any review, which of course is the box. Protector, Skull Spider, info. No warning, so I assume the pieces are at least somewhat edible. Combination model mask, no comic. On to the review. So the Protector of Earth is right here, and the trinket he comes with is a spring green skull spider. And spring green really does work for this skull mold. At least I think so, and a lot of people do as well, considering it looks kind of unusual, out of this world. 4 points of articulation being the legs, and it attaches to the new heads via the clip-on system, which we will get to in a moment. So here's the Protector of Earth. Now, probably on this camera, you can see all the translucent purple parts being kind of bluish, but I can assure you it is translucent purple, not blue. However, I'm sure in some capacity this will give you an idea of what that would look like. So let's get into the pros and the cons. Starting off with the pros. Right off the bat, he has a lot of fantastic articulation. Standard 3 in the arms, legs, and 1 in the head. Fairly simple stuff. Another pro a lot of people would consider would be his very consistent color scheme, being black, purple, and silver. Gray and yellowish, they abound. Another pro a lot of people would consider would be his construction, considering he features a custom build, which is quite unique to him. Him and the Protector Fire? Yeah, Protector Fire feature more elaborate builds, instead of the basic torso and then the limbs attached. Now the pro a lot of people would definitely say would be the translucent parts, considering that the color scheme is made almost entirely by the fact that he's very vibrant, he's very unique. It's a really well-flowing color scheme, which is really nice to see. Another pro a lot of people would definitely agree on would be his functions, and he has primarily 2. First of all, the blaster. Now his is unique in that it's on his chest, instead of anywhere else, in his hand, on his shoulder, or what have you. Now this works by turning the gear right back here, and firing one of the solid purple stud pieces. Very easy to do, and very easy to lose them. However, that is the first of the 2 functions. It's the most obvious. The second of the 2 would be his mask. On the back of his head, he has the eye stalk, and when you push down, the mask will fly off. It is very loose. That allows a skull spider to grab right on. Now, normally the instructions would tell you to try and get the legs wrapped fully around his head, but that's very difficult and doesn't always work out all that well. So, if you absolutely cannot get the skull spider to pop off via the eye stalk, then just take it off with your hands. It's a lot easier. Another pro a lot of people would definitely consider would be his weapons. Specifically because of the recolored parts, but the weapons are fairly unique in their own right. This spins and can be considered another function. Spins very nicely. And he has these blade pieces. Now, they're not really blades so much as spikes, but in the story they're supposed to be throwing knives. And they do work very well as knives. Very, very small knives. But all in all, that pretty much covers all of the pros with this set. He's very consistent in pretty much everything, sans his shoulders, and he has a very unique build. The recolored parts are very nice to see, and the mask blends nicely. It's one of the nicest looking mask blends that the Protectors have to offer, which is really great to see. Now, let's get into a little bit of the cons. What makes this set a little bit less worth getting? Well, right off the bat, it would be his stability. Because of his small feet, fall meat. Yeah, because of the small feet, he has a very, very easy time being knocked over. A very hard time standing up. He's very top heavy in most instances. Another con a lot of people would agree on would be his shoulders. They are pretty much the only silver piece, these being light gray, on him, and for the most part are actually quite jarring, considering they're very large, bulky, and they stick out. So not a lot of people do really enjoy those. And before you guys say anything, yes, the head is silver too, but I'm specifically talking about the armor. So if you want to count the head, go for it. Another con a lot of people would probably mention would be the stud launcher pieces, considering that they are solid purple and break up the nice cohesion that the black and transparent purple have built up. Another con would be the functions. The mask is very loose and can come off very easily, so it's very possible to lose it. Not to mention, speaking of losing things, it's very easy to lose these stud pieces. They give you 7 extra, aside from these 6, but even still, it is incredibly easy to lose them, and the blaster is very sensitive. Another con some people would probably mention would be his gaps. Now you wouldn't think of it because we're very accustomed to it, but most of the protectors using the lateral bicep movement, there we go, I finally got it, have a very flat and non-gappy appearance in their limbs. Protector of Earth has now a unique use of these limbs, using the standard method, which leaves holes in his knees and his elbows. Not very many people like that. He's also fairly unarmored on his back because of his torso construction, and to some people would have this thing sticking out a bit too much for their taste. Finally, the primary con that I can think of right off the bat, that's right, it's the red pins. I'm just kidding around, of course, but some people would have issue with the red pins and the yellow pieces in the back and on his front, considering they do also break up the cohesion that the black and transparent purple have built up, which is quite a shame. Some people also do not like the weapon, considering it is very unusual looking, although that's not a major con, but one some may have with the set. So overall, that is the Protector of Earth. He's a fairly solid set and one of the better protectors in a lot of people's opinion. Do you guys like him? What is your favorite protector? Please let me know in the comments below or on the TTV message boards. If I missed something, messed up on something, or should have said something, please let me know in either of the 2 aforementioned places, and I'll try and get right back to you. Thank you all very much for watching. See you all next time.